Movie Sword Training Course Tip 3, the 12 most cinematic sword guards with two-handed longsword. That's what we'll answer in today's video. Hi, my name is Dylan Wilson with CBT Stunt Alliance. Train hard, perform easy. We help actors, stunt performers, and filmmakers learn professional stunt training for use in film, TV, and live-action entertainment. Before we get underway, if you'd like to add two-handed longsword movie sword fighting training to your current acting or stunt performer skill set, check out our highly popular master course at movieswordfighting.com or click on the link below this video. You can learn sword attacks, sword counterattacks, cinematic sword draws, sword choreography, sword reactions, how to market your career, and more. Go to movieswordfighting.com for more information. You can sign up now and start training now. Okay, so we get a lot of questions about movie sword fighting techniques and tips. So we're going to share a few things with you. Now, I'm actually an experienced stunt coordinator turned full-time director. This is something I planned from the beginning of my career, up to and including attending and graduating film school as a director. Along my journey, I learned that being a stunt coordinator made me a better director, and being a director made me a better stunt coordinator. Now, how this benefits you is that I can share with you insights and experience from both sides of the camera, as well as through all phases of production. When we thought about what would benefit you the most, we decided to do a 6-part free video series that would teach you some of the basics. So you learn enough about movie sword fighting to put together choreography for your reel, for upcoming auditions, and even your own content. For actual performances and highly competitive auditions, you need more training like what we provide in our movie sword fighting master course. Why does this work? Because for self-tapes, sword auditions, and performances, you just have to look like you know how you're using the sword. If you're not the lead or a featured fighter, you're going to launch anywhere from 0 to 2 strikes, and then you're going to get killed. Check out this clip from the movie The Lord of the Rings. Now, how many strikes did each performer get to throw in that action sequence? Exactly. So in this video, we're going to cover the 12 most cinematic sword guards. Now, the first 7 of the 12 come from a martial art known as CBT, which is what we practice. It is a very combative art. Yet we also have a division called theatrical CBT, which is designed for film, TV, and actually live action performances. It's still based on combat, yet it has moves and things that we would never do in combat, yet they please audiences. So we're going to also include, and because of that, there's other stuff in here that will look very good as well, yet we wouldn't actually use it in combat. Some of the moves or some of the guards are similar with other cultures, because there's only so many ways a human body can move with a sword. And many cultures call them by many different names. So just to make it simple, we're just going to number each one. So each of the 12 guards we're going to number, and that's how we refer to them and how you should remember them. So I'm going to switch over to a piece of PVC. This is also one of the things we covered on how to get your longsword. If you don't have a lot of money, these are like, you get an 8-foot length for like $3 or $4, and you get a sword, you cut it for about 36 to 42 inches, and you have your own longsword, right? So I'm going to do this because it actually stands out more in this environment, and you can see it better. So the first guard that we're going to learn, number 1. This is guard number 1. So if you hear me refer to guard number 1, this is what I'm referring to, is called, well, it looks like this. In CBT, we call it natural posture. Yet for all of these guards, I'm going to be in front stance. And if you don't know what the stances are, watch our previous video where we covered grips and stances with a two-handed longsword. So I'm going to be in front stance, which is 95% on the rear leg, 5% on the front leg. And so when I'm in guard number 1, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the same grip like we learned in the previous video, and the hands are going to be about at waist height. The sword is going to point pretty much at the neck or the larynx of my opponent. So I'm right here. And to see it from the camera's perspective, if it was you, if you're my opponent, you see how, again, my feet are in front stance, I'm not here, I'm not here. You could do that though. Yeah, for right now, you just want to be here on your center line, just like this, with the sword facing upwards towards your opponent's throat. And this is called, this is guard number 1. Now, guard number 2 is very simple, because all you're doing is going from here to here. Once again, from guard number 1, we just drop straight down, it's called the earth position, to guard number 2. Now, guard number 2 can occupy anything in this area. So even if you were here, if you were here, if you were here, this is still fine. Even from the side, if I drop down, I can drop down to either side as well. And we still consider this to be guard number 2. All right, now, guard number 3, and you notice these all flow one to the other. If we're here, coming from guard number 2, we're gonna go right up here to this position, right? So you can see that again. I come right from here, and I come up, and if you notice, the sword is off 45 degrees that way and forward. So I don't bring it 45 degrees like this. One other thing is in CBT, we never have the sword point away from our opponent. So it's very common for other systems, the opponent's here, and they'll be here or something, right? And the sword is back there. Yet for combat, we don't do it. For theatrical, we do whatever. Yet for combat, everything that we do, the tip always faces forward. So even with us, we don't actually do this, and for combat, this is the closest we come because we're here. So if you notice, the sword doesn't come up here, it actually stays forward, like that. And what we do is we're looking right over here, like it's the front sight on a rifle or something. That's how we're looking at it. Plus the arms are in close. So we're in like this. And we can launch and attack very quickly, right there. So this is guard number 3. So from number 2, we come up here to number 3. All right, so guard number 4 is, or actually 4 and 5 are variations of this one. So remember, the arms are in tight because we don't want the arms to be targets when they're out. Those arms are some of the primary targets for in sword fighting. So we want the arms in close and the sword out still towards the opponent. So guard number 4 is this. We call it, is just a variation on this. All that happens is this. The hands invert like that. The arms just invert like this. So from here, see, I'm looking there to here. And if you notice, this is called your center line. Your body rotates on that axis. The sword is on the center line. It's not off to the side. Now, you have to be aware of camera, because if on camera you're like this, then you need to do it off to the side. Because remember, we want our faces seen on camera, so you gotta always play the camera. So be aware, you know, of camera, and even if you have to, ask to see, you know, maybe what it looks like. So if you have to take it off to the side to play the camera more, you do. Yet to be correct for right now training, you're here on the center line. So from here is number 3. This is number 4. All I did, again, I do it from the side. I'm here, and it just inverts here. Now, if you notice, this can actually be a very dramatic pose, and it's very common for directors to get close-ups of you, a medium close-up or close-up of you when you're in this pose, because usually you'll be here, right? You know, you may even be here or you may be here, and they'll want to get the full production of that sword as well as your face. So it's actually a very nice shot. And this is for guard number 4. Now, guard number 5, very simple. From here, we just invert the arms here. See that? I'm gonna do it from the side. Guard number 4 to right here, guard number 5. And you can play with the area, you know, arm up, arm down, whatever you wish to do. Yeah, that's how it looks. Guard 4, guard 5. Once again, the sword being on the center line. If necessary, take it off to the side so that camera sees your face. This is how it looks on the side. Again, I can put the arm down, I can bring the arm up. It's all whatever you want to do, however you want to play the character. All right, so the next one, we'll go right from guard 5 to guard 6. So here's how we're going to do this. Here's guard 5. Guard 6, we're going to take the left hand and switch positions with the right hand. And then we're going to put the left thumb on the right shoulder. See that? So So I went from here to here, and that's what I'm doing. You see that? And my thumb is not the sword. That's not good. The thumb is actually resting on the shoulder. So we're like this. Once again, the sword is out 45 degrees towards the opponent, not 45 degrees back this way. Again, some systems do this. A lot of European martial arts have things, you know, where guards where they have the sword going rearward. That's totally fine. We're a different art. We have a different philosophy. Everyone has their own way of doing it. It's totally fine. And for film and TV, it doesn't matter. It's all about what looks good. So for us, though, we're here, and the sword faces this way. And this is guard number 6. All right? So one more time. If we're going from 5, as you were, guard 4, 5, and 6. From the side, guard 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you notice, I naturally get low because when we do that particular guard, we get lower. Because if you notice, with this one, we're squared off. There's more of our body facing the opponent. Yet with this one, we turn to the side, so we become a much thinner target and we get smaller. So when we play this part, we're here. You see that? So we're here, we're big. We're here, we're small. And all I did was bend my knees and sink down because 95% of my weight is still in the rear leg. And this is guard number 6. Now, guard number 7 is amazingly complicated. Here's how we're gonna do it. So remember, the thumb is on the shoulder here. Guard number 7, all we're gonna do, we're gonna pretend like someone popped up behind us, and we're just gonna shift the weight 95% forward, and with our right hand, we're gonna touch our face and have the sword on the center line. I'll do this facing camera. So if we're here, someone appears behind us, we're here. Now I'm gonna do it facing away from camera. So from here, someone appears behind me, I'm here. And I could even advance like that. If you notice, I'm still using the thumb grip from the previous video, and the back of my hand is actually touching the side of my jaw, keeping the sword close. And I have the thumb here, and the tip of the sword is still right on the center line. And I'll let you see this even with the two-handed long sword. If I were here, it'd be here. If I were here, it'd be here. Now, obviously we don't stay here long. It's a transitional stance, and we may come here, you know, or something else. Yeah, that's how we do it. That's the guard. So guard number 7 goes from number 6 to number 7. Once again, look at the hand. As it comes from here, it touches the face. So from here, thumb's touching the shoulder, left thumb, to the back of the right hand touching the face. And that's guard number 7. All right, so those 7 were all from the main system CBT. These last 5 are not in the combative art, they are in the theatrical, right? And so number 8 is the overhead guard. This is probably one of the most iconic guards that you've seen. And again, different people do it differently. You see how the sword, I'm gonna switch back to the white PVC, so you can see that more easily. See how and I'll kneel down. You see how the sword is up 45 degrees? You can do it like that. It's also not wrong to do it like this. And kendo to even do it like that, right? Yet none of this is wrong. Yet for camera purposes, this angle is better, because if you notice, if I lower it down, you don't see the sword. If I raise it up, you see it. So when you're for movie sword fighting, you want the sword high. You don't want it here and certainly not there, because it disappears from view. And the key thing when you're doing the overhead guard, your hands are still in the same grip on the sword. You just want to make sure that your eyes are looking underneath your hand, and you're not doing this. You're not bringing his hand down and obscuring your vision. And neither should the pommel be obscuring your vision. So when you're here, you see this? I can see clearly under my hand. At the same time, I don't want to be all the way up here, right? So right there. And that's going to be a correct overhead guard. So from that position, you can come right up into the overhead guard. And that is guard number 8. Now, Guard number 9. You notice they all flow, one into the other. So from the overhead, from this number 8, which is the overhead guard, all we're going to do is lower the sword down like this over our shoulder. You see this? I'll do a 360 so you can see how it looks. It's actually resting on my shoulder. So once again, here. It's almost like you got a baseball bat. You're like, ah, right? So you got a baseball bat chambered right here. If you've ever played baseball or softball before. Yeah, and the hands, the left arm is up, and the right hand is almost above your shoulder. Right? This is guard number 9. Now, guard number 10. Same thing. This is really complicated. Watch this one. Bloop. That's it. See that? Guard number 9, guard number 10. And if you notice, this sword, unlike with the other one, which the sword is up here, now the sword is essentially behind your face. So if I'm here and I'm going to guard number 10, I'm here. You see that? You see how the camera picks me up? If it were a medium close-up, I'm here, and then I'm here. It could be even tighter, right? And there's no way it's going to obscure your face. So 9 and 10. All right, so now we're going to bring it home with the final 2 cinematic sword guards. And the guard number 11 is kind of like guard number 2. The only difference is with guard number 2, we were down here. We were out a little bit. Guard number 2, we're here. Remember, we could kind of play in this area. Yeah, we didn't break this line with guard number 2. The only difference with guard number 11 is that it's back here. See that? And it could be on either side. Yet usually you're here with it. And I'll do a couple different angles. So this is guard 2, guard 11. This is guard 2, guard 11. And you can, with guard 11, you have all this area to play with. Again, you want to develop a sixth sense for where the camera is located as an actor or stunt performer. If you have a sword, and I've had stunt performers do this before, I have to correct them. If you have a sword and this is what the camera sees, then the director has lost production value. They paid money to rent these props from armors like myself and on our stunt team, and people can't even see them. So you got to know to kind of do stuff like this. You kind of stand to the side and other things to make the prop weapon be seen on camera. See that? Even if you're doing stuff like this, to make sure, and not this, yet this, to make sure that it actually gets seen. So when you're doing guard number 11, this is why we say you have room to play in these areas. If I'm here in guard number 11, that's not good for camera, is it? Yeah, that's still a correct form, even for combat, for systems that do that. What's better for camera, this or this? These are the things that make all the difference, right? And all I did was move it from here to here, because I know I'm playing the camera, and I know that if the director is watching me and notices that I'm doing stuff like that they're going to like me, and most likely tell the DP to favor me in the shots. Look at that. So from here to here, even if it's your own content, right? So that's number 11. Now for the last guard, which is number 12. Be a drum roll right here, right? So we're here, number 11. And what we're going to do now is just step forward and do like this. And the arms are actually crossed. I'm going to do this one with the actual long sword now, so you can see where the cross guards go. See how the cross guard goes inside my arm, right? And you can flow into any of these, from any order. Yeah, we're going to go from here, and then we're going to go here, right? That's how it looks. Once again, it's on the center line facing the opponent. The cross guard is inside the arm. And you can still go right into action with this, because, you can come up and throw strikes. You rotate it when you're throwing a thrust. You see that? All these guards are designed where they provide you with some protection, or also either keep an opponent at bay or invite an opponent to attack you, yet they also enable you to be able to launch attacks very quickly. So even though the cross guard is in here, when you go to throw the thrust, you just rotate it out. It's very quick. So that is number 12, just like this, where the right hand is on top, once again, left hand's on the bottom. The blade rests on your arm. I still have the thumb grip, and we're crossed like this with the tip on the center line pointing the opponent. Go ahead and stop the video and try some of these guards right now. We're going to finish up this video by showing you how to put together dramatic guard combinations to tell compelling stories with your character. Yet before we do that, check this out.
Let's take a sneak peek and look inside this master course that was made by pro stunt coordinators, actors, stunt performers, and filmmakers for professional actors, stunt performers, and filmmakers, even content creators. By the way, if you're a martial artist, you're going to learn how to convert your martial arts skills into movies and TV. And the first thing you notice is that we designed our platform to be very intuitive and easy to use. Right, the moment you're in there, whether you're on your computer or your phone, you can pretty much figure out what to do very quickly. Each one of our master courses start off with an introduction and a safety briefing, so you actually get to meet your instructors. And each one, they go over their background, their qualifications, that sort of thing, as well as going over an actual safety briefing. Now, we always want you to learn as much as possible, so along with that comes with your own cheat sheet. There's also a private online social community which we'll actually cover later. You actually get our email address and information to actually reach us. This is the two-handed sword video breakdown. Covers swords, grips, stances, 15 attacking angles, everything to give you a strong, solid foundation. The two-handed sword masterclass. Now you notice that our course is broken down into units. So this is a unit, this is a unit, and each unit is broken down into a class or instructional. Each of these is an instructional. Each one's about 10 minutes long. We like to keep them about 10 minutes or bite size and not too long. Some are a bit longer because they have to be. And for the most part, they're about 10 minutes so you can actually learn more effectively. This one covers a lot of the sword counterattacks. We'll actually take a look at one here. This is a weapon shielded 4. So we'll take a look at this one. And you see everything is broken down, explained step by step, demonstrated so you know exactly how it should look, how it should flow. Now, one of the many other cool things is that we include what we call live action video displays. They actually are clips from movies and TV shows, so you actually can see, what the choreography could look like when it's in a movie. So we'll take a look at one here. This is a clip from Kingdom of Heaven. And you can see how it actually all comes together. So the stuff that you're learning, you see it's different than if you're doing combat sword fighting because they're going to shoot it differently, they're going to edit it differently, and this helps you to really lock in your lessons. Here is one of the most popular classes in this course is the two-handed sword drawing and resheathing clinic, where you learn all sorts of ways of cinematically drawing the sword. When you can do a cool sword draw, they're definitely going to be, favoring you in the camera. So let's take a look at one of them here. We'll go with this one. This is the sword in the earth position, just so you can see what it kind of looks like. And you see step by step broken down. You showed exactly what to do, how to do it over and over again. So it doesn't matter if you are a ranked beginner, everything is broken down and explained to you so that you are clear on how to safely and effectively perform each of these movie sword sequences. This one is our monthly Sharpen and Polish video conference lab. Each month we do this, and it's designed to actually help you with your career. Try it 48 hours risk-free. After reviewing the entire course, if you don't like what you see and it doesn't work for you, we'll refund every penny. Who else lets you go through their movie sword training, and then if you're not happy after looking at all the training, gives you a complete refund? Bottom line, we're passionate about making our customers happy and keeping them that way.
So well worth the investment if you're serious about learning two-handed longsword movie sword fighting. So to finish up, here are a few numbered combinations of guards that are great for dramatic build-up before or during a sword fight. As an actor or stunt performer, always remember it's always in the details. Everyone plays the big moments big. It is what you do in the little moments that makes you stand out. So make sure you have dramatic looks on your face and in your body when you're performing your dramatic guard combos or launching attacks or counterattacks. This dramatic performance heightens the stakes in the scene and makes it far more entertaining. Check out this clip from the movie Kill Bill to see how they leverage this concept. Okay, so here's the first combination. Usually in a movie or TV, you do 2 to 3 of these, 2 to 3 guards in your combination, and then you launch your attack or counterattack. You can even move around a little bit when you're doing them, yet not too much, unless the director tells you to. You usually just kind of play in that space because they've already done the blocking and they know where the shot is. I remember one movie, action movie I directed, I had one stunt performer that for some reason, every time we called action, he would run out of frame. You know, it was a tactical thing. You know, it wasn't sword fighting. If we call action, he'd dive for cover, and the cover is out of frame. He had to call cut. He just couldn't. It took him a few takes to get it in his head to stay in frame, right? So if you're going to move, make sure you ideally get permission from the director and stunt coordinator so they know where you are, so you don't actually affect the blocking. So the first guard combo, what I'm going to do to give you some variety is I'm going to demonstrate it first with PVC on the right side, because we train ambidextrously. Everything you do on the right, also do it on the left, right? Sometimes on set, the camera, it just doesn't work from a certain angle. And if you've only practiced on the right side, you know, and then camera, you know, the DP's like, you know what, we can't shoot it from there, I need to be over here. Can you do it on the left side? And you're like this. And I've had, you know, stunt performers that did that, you know, and then they had to do it on the left side and it didn't look as good on the left side. So make sure you practice on both sides. So this is guard combo 1. All right, guard 1, 3, and 4. I'm gonna do that now. So here's the guard combo. Again, I'm in front stance. You know, I'm gonna have that dramatic look on my face, my body's, I'm gonna be in that moment, right? So I'm in guard 1, guard 3, and then guard 4. See that? Then the attack would come. So I'll do that facing camera. Guard 1, guard 3, guard 4. Then I attack or counterattack. I'll do it from another angle, then I'm going to do the other side with a different weapon. All right? So guard 1, guard 3, guard 4. Then the attack. All right, now I'll do that with a katana. On the left side, guard 1, guard 3, guard 4. Now, if you notice, you can't see the katana, can you? Right? So I got to kind of play to camera, either doing this or doing this. This is what you have to be aware of. Guard 1, you can see just fine. Guard 3, you can see just fine. At the moment I go to guard 4, it's perfect for combat, you're not for film. I need to turn it a little bit. And all I did was kind of rotate it in my hand like that to play the camera, right? That's guard 4, and then I would counterattack. One more time, I'll do that. Guard 1, 3, 4, and then counterattack, right? You see how it looks, and now, what did you really do? Yet, especially when the shot, the way they're going to edit it, the way they're going to put the music in there, it looks like you're some kind of sword master. You saw the clip from Kill Bill, how much production value they got from that, and the two ladies were just standing around pretty much like this the whole time. They're just cutting back and forth, you know, between the characters. So that is the first guard combo. Now we're going to go on to the second guard combo. And the second guard combo is going to be 8, 9, and 12. So I'll do it from the side first. 8, This is 8, 9, 12. I'll do a 3/4 view with camera. 8, 9, 12. And I'll do it this way. 8, 9, 12. Now I'll do it on the left side with a different weapon. Let's see how it looks. I'll do it with as we mentioned in the first video in this series, in this 6-video series, axe, two-handed battle axe of this length. Many of the techniques are interchangeable. Not the really long one. Yet, if you notice, it's not that much different from the length of a smaller two-handed longsword. So even if you have character that you want to play, you want to bring something unique and different to an audition, you know, and everyone else has a sword, most stunt performers don't train with this kind of stuff. So the moment you have something like this, you instantly steal the scene, because everybody's looking to see what you're going to do with this big behind axe. You know, you're going to be chopping people up and stuff, right? So everything that we did, the same guards still apply with a two-handed axe. So we're going to do 8, 9, and 11, as you were. Yeah, 8, 9, and 12 rather. 8, 9, and 12, using a two-handed axe. So 8, 9, 12. I'll do 3/4 view. 8, 9, 12. I could also step rearward instead of stepping forward. I'll do a facing camera. 8, 9, you see that? 12. And what you can do, like if I saw myself doing this, I would probably play a little bit, you know, to make sure they get into production value. I'm going to exaggerate. Again, you see in this environment, the black kind of blends. Just to give you some idea, instead of being like this, I'd have it so that it would get picked up on camera more. This one, number 9, works really well, especially this is usually going to be a silver blade, right? That works really well. And then even having this in number 12 with that great big blade, you know, is going to look really, really good. The director will love this so much, they may even get good coverage of the axe. It's such a unique weapon because everyone knows when it's like the shotgun of bladed weapons, right? You take out a shotgun, everyone's, oh, the street sweeper. You take out the axe, you know, swords you're doing like this, you know. Yet the axe, something's coming off. A head's coming off, an arm's coming off, legs are coming off. So if you're doing, you got some stance like this, you know, they may actually get closer coverage of the axe, which also means you get closer coverage of you. So do it one last time. 8, 9, 12. Actually, I'll do it one time stepping rearward. Some people like going rearward. 8, 9, 12. Now, that is the second guard combination. In the master course, we actually show you more. You know, there are more combinations that you can use that have already been, you know, done in movies, and it gives you more ideas. So you learn 2 here. I think there's like 6 or more in the two-handed longsword master course. Now have some fun making up your own combinations of the 12 cinematic guards, and make sure to watch yourself in the mirror as you do them. Stop this video now and give it a try. Make some cool combinations up of your own. All right, make sure you like this video and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the 4th video in our 6-part free movie sword training course. Also, make sure you sign up for our Pro Stunt Tips email newsletter to receive movie sword fighting tips in your inbox. And lastly, if you like more information about our highly popular two-handed longsword master course, go to movieswordfighting.com or click on the link below this video. It's going to blow your mind. Again, my name's Dylan Wilson with CBT Stunt Alliance, Train hard, perform easy. Don't miss our next video where we share with you another cool movie sword fighting tip. See you next video.